Good morning and welcome back. You are listening to BRANDIT's Journey into the Metaverse podcast, where we hope to share our experiences and learnings of buying land and building office in the Metaverse. This morning, we're joined by Jesper from BRANDIT and Armin from the Armin Bar. Hello, everyone.
Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Armin.
Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Jesper.
Good morning. So in this episode, we'll be revisiting the design of our office. If you remember, in week 2, we discussed our own ideas and wishes for the BRANDIT office, as well as some of the suggestions we had received. And today, now that we're near to finalizing the design of the office, we're looking at how we've translated those ideas into building the actual office, as well as any adaptations or other considerations that we've had to take into place. So Armin, you and your team have been super busy developing the office designs. How have the last couple of weeks been, and have there been any specific challenges, technical restrictions that you've had to deal with when finalizing the designs?
Well, as you know, the request that we had from the BRANDIT team was to use the logo of BRANDIT as the basis of the design of the structure of the metaverse. And if you remember, even in the last episode, we were discussing about some of the elements that was requested by BRANDIT team. For example, the basketball court, or having more plants in the metaverse, or this, the famous penguin hostess. So we started the work in the last 2 weeks. We've been working with our designers to finalizing the structure. And one point that was, and we were trying to, these 3 parts that you see in the BRANDIT logo, to fill them out with the offices, with the event room, and with the basketball court. But one thing we noticed is that if we go for the right scale, we won't be able to fit a basketball court in one of the areas. So we turned that area to like a similar to an amphitheater, kind of like a stage for the fans, and we built the basketball court in front of it. I hope in the next few weeks we would be able to also share a little sneak peek video of the design before going live, and that would be, I think, a cool thing for the people to see it, especially from the above, when they see the whole structure as the logo of BRANDIT.
That would be great, yeah. And when you say like you had to look at a different area for the basketball court, was it just the restrictions of having it in an enclosed space that made you have to look for a different area?
The size.
The size.
Because everything that we're building is a scale of 1:1. So it's like exact scale that you see in the real world. And considering that the land that we have and we're building is 5,000 square meter, and we had to build the other parts into the other areas into the logo, and also the logo needs to fit in the land, then it was kind of like either we had to go to the big piece, but then that was like a round shape having a square in it. It wouldn't look nice. Then the event room would be small. So the best choice was to have the basketball court outside of the shapes in the logo, and then use the middle part as the amphitheater, which again, I think if you see it, we were looking at it earlier, but if we show it to the audience, I think they would better understand why we had to make that choice.
Yeah, it makes sense. And people will be actually able to play basketball there as well.
No. I thought we cleared that out last time. No, we're not having the gaming effect of playing the basketball, but we do have the basketball court there.
Great. Okay. And Jesper, just to bring you in here, did you feel like you had to compromise on some of the desired elements because of some of the restrictions that Armin's just mentioned?
Yes and no, but I think we in this whole process with Armin, we cleared that out quite early in the process. So there are different things that we would like to have that is not possible. Or now Armin also said, can we play basketball? No, because we don't have the gamification of, you can say, in this office and in the metaverse at the moment. Maybe that will come later. So there are definitely certain things that we had to compromise on, but in general, I think it's hard to say a compromise, because we had a lot of crazy ideas and wild dreams, and in the real world you can also not have everything that you want. So I think it's been a very good process where we have not compromised on the important things for us. Let me put it that way. So only the extra added spice to it that we sometimes have to, okay, we cannot do that at the moment, but maybe in the future, etc. So compromises, yes and no, in that way.
Okay. And at this stage of the process, has there been anything specific you've had to consider from a legal or an IP perspective, both from BRANDIT's point of view and in general?
So from our point of view, from so far with the IP, as Armin said in the beginning of this podcast, we have used our logo as, you can say, the design of the office. So therefore, we don't have any issues with the IP of that for now. What we need to take into consideration, and we're already looking into that, is that we need to expand our own IP protection to also include NFTs, Metaverse, etc. And then, of course, we need to look into other different things when it comes to actually using the office. As we want to host events there, we need to make sure we have everything in the right place, etc. So there will definitely come up a lot of IP-related questions and topics that we need to look into and to consider how to do it the best way. But for now, we're all good.
Great. And to both of you now, what's in the schedule for the final couple of weeks before we officially open the office? What's planned? What's in the plans?
The plan right now is to just go to the production of the metaverse now, after having the design finalized. We would go to the production. The last step would be finalizing the textures of the materials and the colors in the metaverse, and of course adding the little elements like the hostess.
Okay, thank you. And Jesper, are you able to share with people anything that we can see in the office at this stage?
Yeah, we will hopefully next week be able to give a little sneak peek into how the design will look like. We cannot tell you everything, but we are very close to finalize the design, and then from the design we need, of course, to have it into production. But Armin and I are discussing at the moment how we can give a little insight in the design without showing too much, because we also want to surprise all of you when we have the final result. So hopefully we can give a small insight in a week's time or so.
Sounds exciting. Okay, well, thank you everyone. Once again, that's been super interesting. It's been short and sweet today. And thanks also to the listeners for joining and learning with us on this journey. If you've missed any of our previous podcasts, you can listen to them all either on our website, brandit.com, or on our YouTube channel. Thank you and have a great week, everyone. Until next time.
Take care.
Thank you.